Welcome to Real Money Talks. Real strategies from the moneymakers and the world changers that you can use to make millions, keep those millions, multiply your wealth, and build your team. Here's your host, author of 5 New York Times bestsellers, money expert on Dr. Phil, CNN, CNBC, The Street TV, Fox News, and The View, Loral Langemeier.
Hello. Welcome to another Rapid Marketing Systems webinar where we are going to get into some other use cases and some other pre-built funnels that we have done for Rapid Marketing Systems. We will first bring on Loral, who is she is a 5-time New York Times bestselling author, speaker, financial coach, financial trainer, mentor, you name it. She has been on a mission to really teach financial literacy, the stuff you will not learn in school. And one of the things that brought us here is many of our clients have their number one problem is being able to do good marketing and be able to bring on more systems that will help them without them having to hire an entire team. So we provide that. But without further ado, before we get too much further into it, let's bring on Loral Langemeier. Is she here? There she is.
I am right here. I was hitting my button over and over and I kept getting the wrong way. Hi guys, how are you? Welcome. And there's a few more people on. Our goal is to get this, 50, 60 people a week on a regular basis. And, for a lot of you still are in this category and this narrative of I need to make money. How money's made is you have to market to get a lead. You have to sell the lead, which comes with the multiple phone calls at appointments. You learn all of those structures of how do you actually create a sales process tomorrow at the Millionaire Intensive. So once you have your leads, and again, the Millionaire Intensive, for those of you who've already been, we have a huge registration list for tomorrow. So why wouldn't you come get 30, 40 new leads that you could go see if they want to buy your stuff? They're clearly here listening to see if they want to buy my stuff. We're the only organization that lets you do that. But once you get your marketing handled and your sales process handled, then you get your cash flow. So a lot of you're wanting to do workarounds. And, I was even on a broadcast recently. And I could tell, Steve helps me with a lot of my events and he knows, like I know, they did it by Facebook followers. And a lot of people, you can't do a confirmation. You don't even know if they'll ever get communicated. Just because they're following you doesn't mean they're in your control to direct them to monetize them. So today is about monetizing. I am a huge direct sales fan. I'm in 6, 7, 8 of them, a whole bunch of them. We're going to show you a few of them because some of you're employed. And this is really for those people who need the LLC because you can't do deductions. You can't deduct this lovely thing called your phone. You can't deduct your kids. You can't do any of that as a sole proprietor. So you need to stay active as a corporate structure. So inside of that, you have to have something to sell. So direct sales has always been for our, high income earners that actually are engineers, doctors, people who have a job or want an extra source of income to be out here. Like we have some folks right now that are executives at some companies and they're working using direct sales. In fact, one of the funnels we're going to show you tonight, they're using that to be able to replace their salary so they can leave. But a lot of you don't have enough team and systems set up. So using the Rapid Marketing System coupled with a direct sales product. So we are going to talk about a home services one. I use their laundry detergent, all their cleaning supplies. It's all organic, US made. They actually lock their prices. So you're beating inflation. You're not having inflationary rates. If you go buy, Tide now compared to Tide a year ago, it's almost twice the price. Or the containers are super small and it's the same price, but the volume is smaller. I have also a gift and a personal shopping business. So I do that one. I do CBD. I do a skin anti-aging product. So I love direct sales. If you're going to be supporting something, why not get paid back for it? And it's inflation proof. So you get a lot of benefits by doubling this down. With that, Steve, I'm going to hand it to you. Let's talk about how you're going to make more money with your Rapid Marketing System using some direct sales. So we're going to go through some of the automation, then Andrew's going to jump in and show you some specific links. So Steve, I'll let you take over and start it out.
Welcome everybody to tonight's topic with Rapid Marketing System, how to make more money with your direct sales / MLM company. So here's probably the biggest thing. When you start in direct sales or MLM, you are getting everything, right? So you're getting a link, you're getting a website, you're getting all of the content that you need to start marketing it. But the three biggest questions that derail us from success is, well, who do we go sell first? Do we trial with the product, or do we go directly to pitch the ambassador or the business side of it? And then lastly, the other thing is the automation, because if you're not consistently following up with people that are interested, then you're working really hard, either doing door to door, or you're potentially just reaching out to close friends and family to help you buy products and services. And if you're anybody like me, you're gonna love this story. I actually was working in the gym one time, and of course, there was a very attractive young girl next to me, and she was drinking the shake, and she said, well, hey, this is Shakeology, do you want to learn more about it? And of course, I'm like, sure, yeah, I would love to learn more about it, as anybody would. And what ended up happening was, next thing you know, somebody's knocking on my door, and it's 6 people in the same downline, sitting me down in my living room and putting in a video for me to watch. Definitely not the experience that I wanted to have, getting to know that young woman. And also, just getting to know the company in general. I was taken aback and didn't even want anything to do with it anymore. So that was before. This is now. Andrew, you can probably jump in here too and give more scenarios of those of you that are out there trying to do the exact same thing with direct sales. You get everything, you get all the assets, all the content, and next thing you know, you're trying to go to your friends and family to get these sales made, when you should actually go into lead generation and be a business.
Well, yeah. So by a show of yeses in the chat there, say yes if you have ever been involved in a direct sales or network marketing or MLM company. Okay, so those of you that have know that all of these companies give you some stuff, some materials, right? Flyers, a bunch of stuff basically you can print out, and they'll give you a little website that you could show friends and family stuff, but none of them are designed, at least in terms of their setup, to help you make money. None of them are designed to have you go out in this modern internet and actually rock a lot of sales and really grow a business. Now, your upline typically will have some help there, but for the most part, the number one problem is doing it that way. You're limited on the people you know, right? And so that's a good place to start. That's a good place to practice. But how do you really reach out to all of your clients or all of the people they know, et cetera? And also just be out on social and be out on the internet promoting the things that not only you're passionate about, but also that help you make money, right? So what we have done, and the reason we're talking about it here on the RMS platform, is because we basically have done this for several different network marketing companies, and we have built automated funnels so that you don't have to do all that work. You just share. People come in, they watch Loral doing a video because she's really good at it. There's several options in all of these. There's also company demo videos. All companies are different with their rules, so we have built all of these with those rules in mind to essentially give you for one price something for your main business, but also for all these other businesses, right? So that's what I think is the coolest about it, because it is designed for the modern era of direct sales.
Well, and it is a modern era. I think for so many people, they're still in the old thinking of Amway. And I can tell you, around the world, like I've traveled all over Asia, Australia, there's literally people who will rent brick and mortar office space to run, like the anti-aging
presentations.
Yeah, they're going to run like a real company. And so many of you, I came up with this term I've been using lately called an emotional entrepreneur. A lot of you are emotional entrepreneurs. You say you're an entrepreneur, you want to do this, you're going to do this, but when are you going to do it? When are you going to serve people, write your book, produce content, really make money, like really have an offer that you can close people and make 10, 20,000 a month. So, this helps supplement it. And more importantly, you're probably buying the stuff anyway. 99% of you have to buy some of the stuff for your household. If you do laundry, you are buying the stuff and you're buying the wrong stuff. So I have an opinion about lots of products.
Yeah.
It lets me get that out too. So again, who to sell And so it gives you a different market. I think for these though, like the benefit for a lot of you, you don't know how to market, you don't have the systems to market. So by putting it through the rapid marketing system, what you're going to do is supplement my videos, our webinars, and then your job really is just to do that first video, which I'll do with you. And then the rest of it would be doing videos for social posts, right? Andrew and Steve, is that kind of the job? Then after that is your job will then be going and just talking about the different products. Like, hey, this is the best Kleenex box in the world, right? You're still
what do they call unveiling videos? What are those called? Opening boxes, right? When you get all your stuff, you're like, oh, cool, make little videos about it. Those rock. But yeah, we basically created a system for each one of these companies that we know work really well and they're really good mainstream, not just for products and services for your home, but also stuff that really helps your business as well. All businesses, right? We're going to talk about send out cards a little bit tonight because that's another awesome one. We have several.
Yep,
and we will continue to add more.
Absolutely. So here's the biggest thing that I want everybody here on the call tonight to be in the headspace in. Regardless of what direct sales company you're interested in, or regardless of what direct sales / MLM company you're in right now, there's a way to now automate 80 to 90% of it. So we've taken all the content from a few that Andrew's actually going to get on here and present and walk us around with, and that'll be ready to go. For those of you that are in different types of direct companies, you can use the same structure. So use the same thing. We'll pop in that content for that. But there's always 5 elements that are going to be reoccurring regardless of what you're doing, regardless of what direct sales / MLM company you're in. Because like Loral said, you need to treat it exactly like a business. You can't just rely on friends and family to be your supporters. You actually have to lead generate. You have to market. You have to create those unboxing videos, like Andrew said. You have to get people excited about the product. And one of the things that we'll talk about a little bit later on is, well, most of the direct sales companies that are out there won't let you front face the name or front face the product, but there's still other things you can do inside of your promotion, inside of social media, to be able to get around that. So let's dive into the first one. Let's identify who is going to be most interested in your product or service. And again, here's something that we keep recurring, right? We want to gravitate to our closest family and friends, and we're excited about the business because that was what was pitched to us. That's certainly what was pitched to me. The business seemed exciting. They were telling me, hey, you can get a BMW, you can get to tier 3, you can get to tier 5, you can get 5 friends, 5 family members to buy under you, et cetera, all this thing. So it makes it exciting.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Not every person's going to get their 5. And if you only have 5 friends and family you're starting with, you're never getting to those levels and you're not getting the BMW. You have to go bigger.
Absolutely. You have to treat this like a business.
That's right.
So now that you have all of your links, you have all your content, you now have to take that model and look at it from this angle and say, this is my business. Well, in a business, you have marketing, you have sales, you have team, and you scale and you grow. So then now you put that hat on and you say, okay, well, I need marketing for this direct sales business. What is marketing? Marketing is getting the lead. Once you have that lead, you need to jump on them and ask them, hey, would you like to try this amazing product? Sell them that product. And then eventually down the line, you then want to entice that person to come on as an ambassador, come on as a promoter in your downline, and then have that person do more of the work, getting more people down your downline. So don't enter these direct sales companies and always go in that direction. And if you're brand new to direct sales or MLM, they're very lucrative businesses. The only thing is when they first started out, and this happened with ACN a lot, also with Amway, put a bunch of product in your garage and try to sell it. ACN was one of the, they hit a lot of people hard. So with the vernacular of the downlines and how you need to get people in. So that's why you have this misconception and myth of the pyramid scheme and all these other types of things that are out on the internet, because that's how people were trying to build their downlines. At the end of the day, these are some really awesome products, things that you can use in your household every single day, but they're very lucrative.
And give you another income stream, which is really what it's all about.
if you're already buying all this stuff, why not buy where you get paid back? And then,
Yeah.
for some of you, it might only end up being a couple thousand a month. But the leaders that are up above us are in the millions a year. Like they're hundreds of thousands a month. So it is doable. I think for a lot of you, why direct sales, to me, here, I'll say it differently. I'm going to change how I was going to say it. Direct sales shows who's the real entrepreneurs and marketers right away, because you got to go out and hustle. You got to ask everybody about it. You got to be willing to talk about it. Like, I don't know about you. I know Becky and a few of the others are out there, but the laundry detergent, I'll never move from. Like, somebody told me when I first got in, they're going to love the laundry detergent. Your clothes smell amazing. And I'm like, yeah, laundry detergent's laundry detergent. Oh no, it's not. It's very distinctively different. You won't go back. Like, things are more organic. And again, you're already buying. So this was just a way for people to become customers. Or like, we're about ready to, next week, we're going to send hundreds of cards to Big Table people, postcards. They're send out cards. So why not get paid back on the other side of doing that volume? So a lot of you're just spending frivolously, casually. And everything that when you're inside of this direct sales system is a tax deduction. Yeah, you have to make the money to pay for the things, but it's 100% deductible, including, like, you can, even if you only say made 3,000-4,000 inside of your direct sales company, because you have a 6-figure job and you're here to get all the tax benefits and you need a legal way to make it. Well, so you make 2,000-3,000 extra. You get to write off 10, 15, 20,000 of all those expenses every month, like all of it, by just doing that. And you say, well, how do I be up that upside down? Well, because you have this high paying job that you have to tax deduct against. So believe me, there's not one of you that I cannot walk through your story and tell you why you need at least one, if not several of these, from a tax perspective and a marketing perspective, because otherwise you're just out following and chasing around social followers. Very challenging to run a company on social followers.
Yep.
We should create some fun emoji, some little thing, Steve and Andrew, like, would have a big X through it. Don't be these people.
Yeah. We can put that on the slide for sure.
Side story, which is really funny. So there was a local pizzeria here in town that posted a huge banner because they were trying to hire non-stupid people. That's what the banner said.
That's what they said? Non-stupid people?
Yeah, it said, awesome. Yeah, now hiring non-stupid people. Anyway, it went viral. Some people obviously didn't like it, were offended by it, but along the same linear path, it's, be smart about your business. Be smart about how you're going to approach this. And if you don't have the help, get the help. That's why we're here. That's why we have the team for you.
All right, let's keep going.
Let's roll.
Number 2, create a lead magnet that will educate your prospect on your product or service. Again, the direct sales and MLM company that you're associated with, they give you all of this. They give you tons of videos. They give you social media strategies, tons of ebooks, tons of downloads. You now need to take that and create a customer journey for somebody interested in this. So we're treating it like a business, right? You're creating an ebook, a white paper, the webinars that they give you, use those, create that to draw interest from your prospect and then put them through the process.
Yeah, and in a single system. So the other cool thing about what we do with RMS is that literally you can run you could be in 4 or 5 different network marketing companies or direct sales companies with products you already love to buy and you love promoting as separate income streams to your main business or main hustle. And the best part is it's all in the one same database, but they all look different. They all work differently, but you can cross-pollinate, and in the end, you own the lead. Always, versus if you were on your network marketing company's little back office and you put your lead in there and then you don't do it anymore, you don't get all those contacts. The company owns them. Here you do.
That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. So, and
as a marketing guy, that's huge.
Well, and I don't know that a lot of you realize, like, we're in a big money conversation. I think a lot of you know. I mean, we just, we launched the book last year, we have the whole Millionaire Maker brand. This is the core of the business. Like, without this, all these, for me, these are ancillary. For a lot of you, this could be primary. For Jordan Adler, I can tell you send out cards is primary. It's what he does, what Christian Crystal do. It's what they do, is they run, the home products. They run at a very high level. So for a lot of you, you got to have the core of it. And I don't think a lot of you realize, like, I could go out and say, Christina out there, say hi, Christina. Maybe she sells the most amazing cookies in the world, and Justin down there sells the most amazing vitamins. I could sell any of those things to any of you. Like, once you have a monetized database where people come to you because they want your information, they want your referrals. And, when I started building my first database, it was from Bob Proctor saying, whoever has the biggest monetized database wins, which means sell them anything, sell them what they want, obviously continually ask them what they want, but you're going to buy other stuff from other things. So why wouldn't I, as an entrepreneur, just offer you more things? And I don't think I know a lot of you, you're our client already, and you're not selling enough stuff to enough people. You're just like, maybe I'll get up and work 2 or 3 hours a day. This is like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to rally and I'm going to change lives. And that's how you approach it. Cool. Next.
All right.
If you could just say one more thing about that last slide, Steve. Creating lead magnets. We've done all that for you, by the way. In these funnels, the lead magnets are already in there. Now, there's things you'll have to go and do on social, but you basically will be inviting people to these lead magnets, either in person, either from a business card, either from, social media posting, you name it. Your content that you create online that attracts people to these lead magnets, that's all you have to do on a constant basis. The lead magnets and the follow-up and getting them to a demo or a live webinar or whatever the case may be for the particular product or funnel or network marketing thing you're doing, it's all in there. It's all built for you. You can modify, but these aren't done where there's like a templated lorem ipsum.
Right.
You like literally the emails are written, everything's done. You can choose the ones you want and don't want, and use the ones you want and leave the ones you don't want. But all of it's done for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the beauty of this right now is, in your business, you have to create content, you have to create video, you have to create all of these assets to then draw in your potential customers. With direct sales, all of that's given to you, but it's given to you in a dashboard in the login somewhere. And you then have to take that and create the customer journey. So part of what Andrew's going to do here later on in the call is actually walk through what we've created for you inside a rapid marketing system if you are in direct sales. And if you're not, if you're somebody out there who's saying, well, I'd like to get into a business, I don't have anything to sell right now, see which one you're interested in, and then just plug yourself into that, because everything's already created. All you have to worry about is showing up to the marketplaces or, promoting videos on social media and telling people to go try that stuff. And it's already programmed for you. And this is probably one of the biggest things. So number 3, creating a landing page to capture your leads. So the direct sales company, that MLM company, is going to give you a page. It'll be, www.directsalescompany.com/your-name. Every time you post people to that, it gets put into that company's database. If you wanted to move on later and do something else, you don't get that list. So we recommend that you actually position yourself as the expert inside of the category. Is it health and wellness? Is it fitness? Is it home products and, home goods, those kinds of things? You then now in your talk track, in your expert statement, hey, my name is, I'm an expert in, this is what I do. You're now utilizing that huge niche audience to say, I'm an expert in this and I have great products. Do you want to try some?
Yeah.
So also what we've done in these rapid marketing systems funnels is, instead of you using the company, your website the company gives you, we've duplicated that and created lead magnets in here and web pages already done. And we'll demo one in a little bit here, just so you can kind of walk through and see how the things work, and how easy it is to turn it on for whoever wants this stuff. And then we'll talk about the actual couple of companies that we really love as well.
Okay. Next slide. Let's jam.
All right. Once you have, who you're going to target to be your prospects, you have the automation set up, you have your landing page set up. The next part of this is going to be that automated email sequence to follow up with them to get them to purchase. So this is something that Andrew, again, is going to screen share here in just a moment, but this is the process where most people really fail. And again, think about direct sales, right? You're excited about the business portion of it, and you're talking to people at the gym, you're talking to people at the grocery store, you're meeting up with people here and there. You're essentially going door to door and telling people about this business. When you have access to millions and millions of people, not just here in the United States, but also worldwide, I mean, billions of people that would be potential prospects for your product and for your business. So all of this, again, is created for you based off of the content from that company. And we'll talk about the 5 or 6 that we've created so far, which seem to be the most popular direct sales companies. But again, if you have one out there that you're a part of, this system is going to work for that as well.
Yep.
All right. And then the last one, segment and monitor, because you need to be consistent in following up with your prospects. It takes on average anywhere between 11 to 15 times before that person will actually sit down and give you the time of day and say, yes, I'm here, I'm present, and I'm ready to listen to you. What do you got for me? So don't get discouraged if after one time you call and nobody picks up, or even after the 3rd or 4th time somebody calls, doesn't pick up, hangs up, doesn't answer you. You have to be consistent, and better if you have a system like this that will continuously send out emails and messages until that person finally says, hey, I've seen enough of this. Somebody else actually talked to me about the same thing. I think I'm going to go try this product because people are getting these results, or they're liking this, or it's more inexpensive than regular big box stores, et cetera. All of these things. What else would you want to plug in there for that, Andrew or Loral?
So yes, definitely. Once you have a landing page or a lead magnet of some kind, and then someone opts in, then there's several different automation sequences that you have to do. Like, what's always the next step? So you're going to send an email, send a text. What if they don't do anything still? Maybe schedule a phone call. Like, you're just going to call them. They already give you their number and everything, right? Until you can get them to the next step in the funnel. Now, what we focused on is making this as automated as possible, so you don't have to do a lot of manual steps until it's time to sign them up as a customer or as a part of your downline that's going to, do the business as well, right? So keep that in mind as we go through this. But one of the things that we kept in mind for this is less, manual tasks that you have to do. There will be some. If they don't do the automated steps, then it'll put something on your calendar so that you can have a schedule of a bunch of follow-ups and stuff that you may have to do at some point. But the goal in mind with this was to make it as automated as possible, and then also have some opportunity funnel stages and things like that go kind of beyond their more sales CRM stuff. But again, they're all in the same database, and you can cross-pollinate all of these people with all of your, followers, leads, etc.
Thanks for listening to the Real Money Talks podcast. Your host has been Loral Langemeier, author of 5 New York Times bestsellers, money expert on Dr. Phil, CNN, CNBC, The Street TV, Fox News, and The View. Want to learn more about off-Wall Street investing, tax strategies, and multi-million-dollar business strategies? Visit liveoutloud.com/podcast for past episodes, show notes, and resources. For some special wealth-building gifts only for Loral's podcast listeners, visit liveoutloud.com/podcast gifts. Do you have a burning question for Loral? Visit askloral.com to submit your question, and it may just be covered on a podcast episode. So stay tuned and be sure to subscribe to get new episodes every week.